Dear diary, sorry about this. This is my worst diary ever. This Trachtenberg's cluster here. I didn't even get to tell you why there's a why I'm using a drawing of me instead of a photo of me, or filming me. It's because oh, I haven't showered. I look like shit. I haven't shaved, and don't have time. Got to crank this shit out. I don't have to set up lighting or anything like that. Plus, I'm extremely unphotogenic. So let's go with. We're just going with the drawing for now. I wanted to shoot something else, but I don't have time to do that either. So, and I have no technological options right now to upload this. Got to keep it relatively. Anyhow, sorry, the story is so complicated. Each factoid is amazing and leads down a different path of craziness. Anyhow, I was telling you about in the middle of the Rachel Trachtenberg trial. Now, even that gets complicated, because when I say Jason, the parents testified, you're going to think it was in that trial. Wrong. Never jump to conclusions about anything I say. My life is insane and not like other people's lives. The parents refused to testify in their daughter's defense. I mean, that alone should have set off everybody's alarms. Neither parent. I'm arguing that they neglected her and stole her $6,000 and everything like that, and mistreated her and did all kinds of evil shit to her. And now she's scared of them, and that's why she's testifying against me. She even admitted her mom. One of the major pieces of evidence is from Rachel to the DA, and it says, the first line is, "My mom told me to send this to you." And so I'm like, Your Honor, I'm not sure this is a case by the victim. I think she may be a proxy. I think maybe the DA and her parents put her up to this. Like, no, that's not true. Like, at one point, Rachel even said, I said, Rachel, was this your idea to have me arrested? She's like, yeah. I'm like, so you called the DA up? She's like, no. I'm like, but you just said it was your idea. She's like, did they call you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, so how was it your idea? She's like, well, at first it was their idea, but then I went along with it, so it became my idea. I mean, her answers were brilliant. If our legal system was even 1% honest, she would have been handcuffed each time she committed perjury, changed her story, etc. But our legal system is utterly dirty. Now I have to backtrack for a moment for the exciting moment in the middle where I had made a pretty bold motion, but flawless on the law. And it was very well articulated at the time. If you read the transcripts, it's completely the opposite. They mangled all the transcripts because in an appeal, the court can only go by the appeals court only looks at the transcripts and the physical evidence entered. If they butcher all of my testimony and all of my statements as the lead attorney in the transcripts, there ain't no way I can win the appeal. Gotcha! The very fact that we're using stenographers in 2014 is scandalous. These people screw up everything. There's never been minutes that were accurate. Example, in one trial I said, I want to alleviate the conflict. Well, the historical record says I say elevate. A little different. Alleviate means a little bit different than elevate. There's stenography for you. It's cave drawings. They don't want accurate transcripts because the only people who need transcripts from criminal trials are the criminals who use them in appeals. Do you see? It's in the DA, judges, and government's interest to make sure those transcripts are a mess. What's amazing is you can see they're a mess. It's like all complete gobbledygook. Everybody else's words are perfect in the transcripts, and mine are pure gobbledygook. I mean real gobbledygook. Not like sometimes when I'm just scattershot right now. My speech to the judge was great. He admitted it was amazing. The DA argument, again, remember, I'm charged with for each of the 3 mass emails that I sent out to my readers. I sent out dozens, and I proved that with the email records, everything. I mean, I obliterated each argument they made point by point. I was magnificent. And I don't always say that. There's been trials where I was terrible in it because of different reasons. Or it didn't go well because of different reasons. I fucking was a master. I destroyed each and everything they fucking came up with. It was horse shit. And I did it with amazing skill. And I had all the physical evidence to back me up anyhow. Like, let's go look. In this 3 months when Rachel had a restraining order against me. 3 months she had a restraining order against me. Let's see how many times I scrubbed her name from all of my email lists, which was a considerable amount of work. Oh, look. And I just showed my sent files. And you saw dozens of emails about the Trachtenbergs and about Rachel and D.A. Hines' corruption, where they say I removed Rachel's email address from all of them. That shows intent. If my intent was, because they have to show my intent was to violate the order of protection. You can't just show that somebody violated an order of protection. You have to show that they intended to. If your ex-wife gets a restraining order and you go to the same grocery store she does, you have not broken the law. She'd have to prove that you deliberately went to that key food knowing she was there. You see? Intent. Innocent till proven guilty as well. But none of that shit matters anymore. The courts are 100 times more corrupt than they were 50 years ago. Especially knowing Giuliani and Bloomberg gamed the system worse than anybody else in America did. Even George Bush was much more honest than Giuliani and Bloomberg. Regardless, 4 minutes left. Fuck. The DAs are... When I pointed out that my sending the email to Rachel is arguably contempt of court, violating the order of protection. And we will have to decide that at a trial when we show all the evidence. I said, but right now, no one can argue those 3 mass emails count as harassment, a separate charge from contempt. You follow me? Harassment has to be because you either threaten somebody's life or quantity. I sent so many messages that it was annoying and unbearable and didn't serve a legitimate purpose. But even the DA admitted neither of those the only 2 elements of the charge of harassment, neither one fit the case. I said, so there you have facial insufficiency. We don't need a trial. It's not a question of whether I'm innocent or not. They haven't proven the crime of harassment even existed in the most probable cause fucking minimum threshold. It's retarded. Everything they did was retarded. I mean, they should be teaching all this shit in law schools. This shit is unbelievable. It's much worse than I'm telling you. And I turned it into a circus. It's sad. I asked to record all my trials. They won't allow me to. You can guess why. They don't want video or audio evidence. They want stenography minutes, which they can manipulate and destroy. Federal courts use audio recordings. Housing court in New York uses audio recordings. But criminal court, where you destroy lives and families, they don't want no fucking accurate evidence in there. And you knows why. Because law enforcement has always been the biggest criminal in world history. 3 minutes left. Fuck. I'm going to end it with this one because I don't give a fuck anymore. I got other important shit to do. This is taking way too long. Rachel testified. I testified. I was amazing. I was vicious because they were already torturing me in court. So there was nothing. They were powerless against me. The judge kept making threats and I kept saying, what are you going to do? Put me in jail and torture me? It was a trial like few others in world history. I was magnificent. I was entertaining. I cracked the jury up over and over again. I cracked the judge up over and over again. I cracked the DAs up over and again. I was throwing nasty insults. I was dazzling. I mean, I wasn't dazzling in all my trials. So I'm not just saying I'm dazzling. Some of my trials went completely wrong. Mostly thanks to my stupid lawyers. But when I'm in charge, everything goes right. I was fucking the greatest lawyer in U.S. history in that trial. But they did all kinds of other tricks. Like, example, they did the closing arguments by the prosecutor to the jury without me there. Everyone agrees that's completely illegal. You can't have one side talking to the jury and giving them information without the opposing side present to say, I object to that, that's wrong, Your Honor. And the transcripts show she made up tons of facts in her closing, hoping the jury, it's been 3 weeks, they don't remember shit, the hurricane happened, they're not going to remember the details. They don't even give a shit about this case. This case is stupid. They're not even paying attention. I'm just going to make some shit up my closing argument, and CXB isn't here as lead attorney to object. Completely illegal. I mean, no joke, this conviction would be thrown out, no, I'm not lying to you, 300 different points off appeal. Any one of those 300 points, it has to be tossed out. That's how much of a flying abortion this trial was. I'm not lying, because if I was lying, I'd be like, I don't want the world to look at this, the transcripts or anything. Oh, but look at all the evidence. It was a beat down of perhaps unprecedented proportions. Regardless, I was convicted. The judge gave me the full 6 years in jail. I told him, you're an idiot. He had to run 3 concurrent with 3. So he said, I'm giving you 3 years in jail. I said, you're an idiot, Your Honor. I can't do more than 2 on misdemeanors. And he says, you don't talk to me that way. I'm like, see, I'm holding you in contempt for that. I'm like, you don't know the laws. That's not summary contempt, you idiot. You must be a Bloomberg appointee. And I even challenged, I made fun of it so many ways. I'm like, can I see your law degree? Because I don't believe you've got one. And you won't be the first judge who's been appointed to the bench without a law degree. Welcome to America. Shit, only a few minutes left. You're going to have to wait till the books and everything else come out. But remember, I wasn't charged with harassing, calling Rachel or any of that stuff up. I was charged with sending out 3 mass emails about Rachel and her parents, and the DA's dirty crimes. Hell, the DA was prosecuting me for 3 mass emails exposing to tons of people his crimes. That's illegal. You'd have to recuse yourself, you fucking retard. Most amateurish Nazis you'll ever see in U.S. history. And the media covered up every inch of it to protect them. This is the end of it. I just wanted some people to know some of the basics. I only served 16 months. I was right about everything. The judge was wrong about everything. See any pattern yet?